Hey guys, it's Kage, and now we're into PoE 2 season, and I just finished campaign, my Merc Lab. I'm gonna throw the clip in there. The boss fight was a bit scuffed, but I am doing a Shaman Wyvern build. Uh, just to kind of go over, this is meant to be like the day one, my thoughts on like the campaign and stuff. Uh, just for like ascendancy order, because I'll just start here. I did Turning of the Seasons first for exposure and damage. Reactive growth, this has been really nice. And then I just took Wisdom of the Magi. This is actually better early than I thought because it makes all your like normal runes for your armor give 10 life and mana, which is really good if you are socketing stuff. I am going to change these to the Ignite Magnitude runes. I'm not sure if I have any right now. I do. So the Rune of the Desert gives Ignite Magnitude with Bonded. This is pretty much the whole reason why I went Shaman, is because 50 Ignite Magnitude from your weapon, or just from anything, is really good. You can see like a notable gives you 20. So you're getting a good amount of Ignite Magnitude here. Now, what I am doing is the Flame Breath Wyvern. So my primary like clear skill is rolling magma. I just swapped to doing additional projectiles here, and that has actually felt really good for clear. Once you're not relying on hit damage and you're relying on ignite, it's definitely good. Um, as for the passive tree, I haven't really planned anything out except for take ignite nodes and like fire damage. That's really all I've been doing. Um, the good thing to note here is you want the reduced projectile speed. It makes the rolling magma tighter. I was using like the deceleration support gem before, but that just makes it easier for rolling magma to like double hit, which is really good with flammability, not always igniting right away. Uh, so pretty much I've just been stacking like armor, energy shield, take Zealot's Oath, just because it allows you to do life regen. Took this stuff up here. I'm now pathing towards like fire starter and slow burn, as well as heavy buffer, just because I am kind of like a hybrid setup. The one thing to note here is I do take self-immolation and molten carpus. This gives me 50 increased fire, 2 max fire res, and 50% armor while I'm ignited. Whenever I cause an ignite, it's reflected back. Normally, this gives you 70% reduced magnitude of your ignite, which is good, so you're not taking the brunt of your ignite damage. But if you take Flame Walker, or what I was doing like originally, but is not worth the investment point wise, is one with Flame. Either one of these brings you to 100% reduced magnitude. You are still ignited, but you do not take damage from your ignite. And then going up for burnout, so that's why I swapped off of one with flame, was just because burnout and flame walker are near each other. Other than that, I don't really have like much of a plan. I'll probably detail it at some point in the end game. Um, and yeah, for your weapon, you just want as much fizz and attack speed as you can. Crit chance is also good. This was pretty solid that I got off trade for like 5 exalts. And then the rest of the stuff, it's really just like life, resist, and attributes as you need them. Doing the vol mechanic has been nice to get gear. And then I guess just going over the support gems, like I said, multi-shot, ignite 3, magnified for rolling magma, really good clear with that. I did get lucky with the perfect jewelers, so my flame breath is 6 linked. I'm doing searing flame, elemental armament, fire attunement, ignite 3, and rage forge right now. Um, again, I don't know what like the ideal links are. I did fire attunement just because I fire damage to ignite. Pounce with Crater is really good with Rolling Magma. I was sleeping on this until like Act 4. You want to be using Pounce. Mark of Siphoning is also great because it gives you Mana Leech and Life Leech. Devour I have on here, but I don't use much. Same thing with Wing Blast. It's somewhat useful on bosses, but I find it very inconsistent on detonating. Eternal Rage is, I will say, mandatory for Flame Breath. I was like counting without the Rage, but once I got this, the build took like 180 turn and felt great. I had Oil Barrage while I was leveling, and then Savage Fury and Hurled Ash. This is kind of just stuff that I was messing around with. But the premise of the build is while you clear, you crater, or you pounce to fall on your crater. You Rolling Magma, every bounce pretty much tracks that. And then when you have like a tanky rare or a boss, you go up, you hold your channel, and you start melting them. The things that I have noticed, and I'm just going to start doing like a map here just while I kind of talk through it. So you can have that showcase if you want. So the one thing that I have noticed is, especially with Flame Breath, if you're not doing it while bossing, and even while bossing, you're going to get hit a bunch. And it's just because you're moving slower, you're kind of stuck channeling. So my plan is to go recouped base with the Sacrosanctum. And we'll see how that feels. As you can see, like, you do take a lot of damage right now. I have 5 deaths at the moment. And a lot of them came like later in the game. If you are looking to level Lightning Wyvern, or Wyvern, I would suggest doing Lightning, because Lightning just felt a hell of a lot better, and Ignite did not feel great until later on. But yeah, so plan for this is to go the Sacrosanctum, do a bunch of recoup. Oh my. The rubber banding is insane. I'm leaving it in, by the way. I'd rather have like honest reviews. That rubbing banding there is just what really messed me up, because I'm like, oh, I'm out of this area. Oh, I'm not actually. So I kept trying to, you know, kite with Rolling Magma, where I should just tanked it with Flame Breath and killed everything. I want to try increasing the AoE of Flame Breath to see if that makes it like a hell of a lot. And that's the other issue right there. You can get stunned out of Flame Breath, and it's really easy to get stunned out of there while mapping. Wyvern does have 50% increased stun threshold, which does feel nice, but it still feels awful to get stunned out of it. I'm kind of just thought dumping here. My next ascendancy is probably going to be the spirit one, for removing charm slots. Hopefully by then I can have a lot more things that I don't need out of the way. With Eternal Rage, I really feel like it's not worth going the Furious Wellspring, because I can get the Perma Rage effect while having for only one ascendancy point at the cost of my charm slots, because that gets me 120 spirit, which is enough to sustain the elemental ailment, or the Eternal Rage. I am tired. I was up late last night trying to get the axe done. Alright, here's the boss. So, boss damage is looking pretty good. I wouldn't say perfect yet, but as I gear up, it is going to get even better. So for bosses, I usually start with pouncing, maybe throw a rolling magma, but now you just flame breath and it's just death from above. One flame breath and she's down.
I'm not ready yet.
And that is the showcase that I just wanted to focus on there. Yeah, I did get the Waystone back. So, like I said, build's going great. I think Lightning Wyvern is better in the campaign, focusing on Rend and Oil Barrage for damage. I feel like this is going to have a better end game, especially as we hopefully get a way to do Ignite Prolif. And yeah, if you're doing this, you can follow my character. I probably include the POB link if POB is updated. We'll see how this goes. There's still not like a ton of content PoE 2 where I'm gonna be testing against. Doing the main bosses is pretty easy. But that's really all I got. So I'm done rambling. See you guys next time.